its global viewing public. Tim Schenck here, coming to you live from the still fully remote Episcopal Parish of St. John the Evangelist in Hingham, Massachusetts. I am with Scott Gunn, who is also coming to you live, but I believe from the executive directory of Forward Movement's global headquarters in Cincinnati, Ohio. Hello, Scott.
Hello, Tim. So here we are. It's Martin Luther King. It's the observance of the birth. It's the holiday weekend for Martin Luther King Jr.'s birth. And we're here to talk saints, which is very appropriate. And a lot of people, rightly so, recall MLK for his work to talk about the beloved community, about the equality of the races. But we, of course, at Lent Madness HQ think of him a little differently, don't we?
Yeah, no, we absolutely do. So an incredible witness, Martin Luther King Jr. He was actually in the bracket once in 2013 in the famous, if unfair, matchup between Martin Luther King Jr. and Martin Luther.
That's right. So Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. King went, he defeated the Protestant reformer to advance to the second round. And then what happened, Tim?
Well, he lost to the eventual 2013 Golden Halo winner, Francis Perkins.
No, that's exactly right. And so anyway, we honor his legacy today. And Martin Luther King Jr. is a great example of the fact that the saints are people, pretty recent ones as well, whose lives are radiant with Christ's love, and there are all kinds of ways to do that. So we're glad to be talking saints today.
Absolutely, and we didn't get any flack at all for putting MLK versus Martin Luther, as I recall.
I think that was completely uncontroversial.
Right. It is, believe it or not, a mere 30 days until the start of Lent Madness. So here we are. It's Monday, 30 days out.
Wow. And is there a special name for the first day of Lent Madness?
It's been a while. It's been almost a full year. But as I recall, it is Ash Thursday.
That's exactly right.
And it doesn't matter whether or not you used ashes the day before this year. There's some debate about that.
Yeah, I guess this year we should call it Ash Thursday.
Right. Or even Ashless Thursday. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's the start of Lent Madness 2021, and this is the 11th year of Lent Madness? I've lost track. There have been so many.
Yes, I believe it is the 11th year. Yep.
Yeah. So excellent. Well, we have a full bracket of 32 saints. We have a number of lesser known saints this year. And so if you take a quick glance at the bracket, and speaking of which, just to interrupt myself, where might you go to see this bracket?
Well, there's a lot of places. I mean, you're spoiled for choice. You could go to your nearest public library. Mm-hmm. You could visit a museum, probably. But I would suggest the easiest, the most convenient way, because then you don't have to put on a mask and get out of your house and stuff, would be to go to the Lent Madness website, which is found at www.lentmadness.org.
So just to clarify, there's 2 dots in the URL for Lent Madness.
That's exactly right. They're not 1, but 2 dots. Not 3, 2.
2, okay. That's a very holy number. I don't think it is, actually, but nonetheless, that's great. So some obscure saints this year, but that's fine because nobody has anything else to do than to learn about saints.
Right. So Tim, I'm curious, if you had 30 days and you were locked at your house, hypothetically speaking, couldn't really go anywhere, how would you go about reading about and learning about the saints so that you could prepare yourself for Lent Madness?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would probably lock myself in my house with the Saintly Scorecard.
Wow.
Hey, you have one too. That's pretty cool. Where do you get this thing?
Oh, well, you go to the Lentorium.
Uh-huh.
And it's for curbside pickup only at the Lentorium if you go there. So they're not going to let you in, even with a mask. Curbside pickup only at the Lentorium. But if you don't want to get in your car, again, you can just order them right off the Lentorium tab of the Lent Madness website, which is at www.lentmadness.org. So this book, Tim, is it just a book? It looks pretty ordinary. Anything?
Well,
I haven't really looked at mine yet. Anything special about it?
What I discovered is, you remember those old pop-up books when you were a kid and things?
Yeah.
It kind of has that, except what pops up and out is a full-color bracket. Check that out.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, isn't that nice? And it's it's glossy, so it's like it's shiny.
Yeah, so that's great.
Pillow.
So it's got prayers, photos of pictures of all the saints, a little bio, good way to prepare, and it's also, this book has some suggestions for how to do Lent Madness, and even a special supplement, new for this year, first time ever, how to do Lent Madness during a pandemic.
I don't know why we never thought to put that in years past.
Yeah. So the great thing is, a book like this, you would expect it to cost like what, $50 maybe?
At least.
Yeah. In fact, because we're so generous, these things are only $5 if you buy one, and you can buy a pack of 10 of them for I believe it's $20.
Okay.
So that's pretty great.
That is.
And I would encourage people to just load up and buy 10 packs. Although I should tell you, we're running low on 10 packs, so people should get to it.
Okay, that's excellent. Now, if I wanted something a little bit like a bigger bracket, I don't know. Maybe I just I wear glasses. I don't know. I just really want to see the saints in a bigger way. Do you have any suggestions for that?
Get some binoculars.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That's good.
Or look at that.
That's a massive barcode.
Yeah. So you might think that's kind of interesting. It's a giant barcode.
Yeah.
Let me show you a little trick here. You can unfold this thing. And when you unfold it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, in other words, as Lent Madness goes along, you could get like a Sharpie and fill out who's winning. So if you have that in your kitchen, everybody in your family would know.
Yeah, or you could tape it to the garage door for your neighbors.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Or you could get you could hire a graffiti artist to paint the bracket onto your garage as well.
Well, you could do that. So these bracket posters are available also in the Lentorium. They're super cheap. If you buy 2 or more, they're even cheaper. So go buy bracket posters and get one for everybody in your street.
That's great. Well, it wouldn't be Lent Madness without hawking stuff. Especially in the run-up. I mean, 30 days, that Lent is I know it's felt like an extended period of Lent, like we've been in Lent, and this is part of our goal. This is what we try to do is push year-round Lent, and we've been successful at one level. But the actual Lent is coming, and we're excited to share it with you and to walk through this with you and to learn about some of these holy women and holy men and be inspired by them.
Yeah, we are super excited about that. And this week, as you're watching the inauguration, the events in Washington, think about Frances Perkins, the 2013 Golden Halo winner, who we already mentioned. She was the Secretary of Labor in the Roosevelt administration, but people mostly remember her for having won the Golden Halo at this point.
That's
and
right.
So if you are an outgoing cabinet secretary or an incoming cabinet secretary, I encourage you to do a really good job, partly because it's your duty to serve the American people, but also because if you really work hard, you might one day get in the Lent Madness bracket.
That's right. And as the Supreme Executive Committee of Lent Madness, we actually embody 2 branches of government.
That's exactly right. Well, on that note, before we go off the rails, Tim.
One branch in two persons.
Yes, exactly. We better stop here before we go off the rails and offend people or something. So, Tim, happy Lent.
Happy Lent.